No matter your age, your plan for retirement can start today. From the News Channel 5 Network, this is Retirement Report.
Good morning. Welcome to the Financial Retirement Report. This is Hank Parrott, your host. I want to welcome you this morning, and at the same time, I want to share with you a couple of things that we're going to be talking about today, some strategies about financial freedom. And you know, one of the things we're all going to face in our lifetime, and this is kind of interesting because we may think of it as a positive, and that's financial independence. But what we're talking about with financial independence is independence from those paychecks we've become reliant on throughout our lifetime to pay those bills, to be able to maintain our lifestyle and quality of life. Well, what happens when those paychecks stop? Are you going to be financially free of those paychecks? Are you going to be able, in fact, to continue your lifestyle, your standard of living, your quality of life throughout your lifetime for yourself, for your spouse maybe? Are you going to be able to attain whatever financial goals you might have with regard to the rest of your family, maybe children, grandchildren? You know, these are the kind of questions that people ask themselves and concern themselves with quite a bit. I know when I have new clients that come in each week and we sit down and talk for the first time, one of the things that they always express to me is their concerns about making sure they're going to have enough money to last them throughout their lifetime and not to just get by. They've got plans. They'd like to enjoy life, of course. They want to at least maintain their current standard of living, and they recognize when those paychecks stop, maybe they're going to be just Social Security and whatever savings might be the only thing they have. Maybe they're going to have a small pension. Whatever it is, though, they're concerned about being reliant on their savings, their 401ks, their IRAs, whatever amounts of money they have set aside for that nest egg. And then the question becomes, how do we become financially free? And what does financially freedom really mean? It's not about an NBA size salary or hitting the lottery or that type of thing. That's not what I'm talking about. Financial freedom is simply being able to have enough to attain and maintain the lifestyle we desire and to attain our goals and maintain our quality of life throughout our lifetime. And we know that things are going to happen. You know, maybe the children are going to need help. Maybe we want to do something for our grandchildren with regard to helping with their college education, for instance. There's a number of things, including maybe, and this is, we refer to the baby boomer generation as the sandwich generation to a certain degree, because we may be raising children at the same time having to help maybe aging parents in some way. So where do you fit in that regard? These are the kinds of things we're going to be talking about today, and strategies on how you can protect yourself, how you can truly be financially free in retirement. And I'm going to share some of those strategies with you. Now again, a step-by-step guide, and in my book, 7 Steps to Financial Freedom in Retirement, I've got it buried a little back here, but in this, in chapter 1 and 2, I talk there about how to set up a basic financial plan. All right, how to gather up what you have for income today, what you have for expenses, your assets, your liabilities, and then we want to project ahead and say, okay, we want to get the liabilities, that is the debt, cleared out as much as possible, and ideally be debt-free by the time we reach retirement or shortly thereafter. Next, we want to look at what are we going to have built up for assets, and are those assets going to be enough to provide us the income we need from those assets to last for life? You see, that's the whole purpose of those retirement accounts, is to build those up to provide income for us when those paychecks stop. And then we look at our current income. Do we have any discretionary income, any more income that maybe we could divert to those retirement accounts or even into savings to build up cash accounts for other purposes? And do we have, as far as our expenses, do we have a good handle on those? Do we know what our expenses are even? Do you know where your money goes every month? Have you taken the time to just sit down and go through and itemize, how much do I spend on groceries? How much do I spend for the phone, the gas, the electric, insurance? Do I have enough life insurance? Do I have enough, am I covered against the risk of life? Have I reviewed any of my insurance policies, such as auto or home or those things, to make sure, in fact, that if, God forbid, something should happen, that I'm not going to find myself short and have to come out of pocket with cash to make up the difference. These are all the kinds of things we do when we do up a comprehensive plan. And this week, what I'm going to make available for the first 10 callers to my office, that number is 376-5325, we're going to provide you a retirement income analysis. All right, now this, for the first 10 callers, what this means is it's about achieving, again, financial freedom in life. This is the ultimate goal for most of us, right? Because when we reach this major benchmark in our life, we're going to have the ability to call our own shots, right? For the first time in our life, and in your life, you'd be in control. And there's a tremendous amount of freedom and power that comes with that. So here's a simple and easy way to accelerate a financial freedom plan, and today it won't cost you a nickel. And the importance is, again, having a plan, all right? So the plan strategies specific to you and to your situation. In other words, this is going to be a personalized plan. It's going to show you ways. One of the questions that comes up: when should I take Social Security? What about my spouse? How does what should they do? If you have an at-home spouse who's raising the children, has worked there, and doesn't have an income from the private sector or government sector to provide for Social Security, how is Social Security, will they still receive Social Security? How much will they receive? There's over 500 different ways to apply for and take Social Security, and the difference can be tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. So it's critically important to get that decision right, ideally, of course, before you make it. If you've already made it, then it's about, how do I maximize my Social Security benefits? How can I minimize taxes so I keep more of those dollars in my pocket? How to generate income in retirement. I'm going to show you again how to set up a roadmap, and then how this roadmap works with regard to how you structure your finances to get the most income out of your retirement nest egg when that time comes. How to position your investments. This is another thing. Right now, I think it was Warren Buffett said, the high tide floats all boats. And he was using this metaphor talking about the stock market. When we see the stock market going up, up, up over the last few years, one of the things that we look at with that is that even if you're in a poor investment strategy, even if you have a poor mutual fund, but you look each month when you receive your statement or every quarter and you say, well, it's going up, so I must be doing okay. But are you really measuring that against what you might be making? Are you missing out on dollars? And here's the worst part, as he went on to say, it's when the tide goes out that you see who's swimming naked, as he put it. Simply meaning that at that point, that's when you're going to know just how good your investment plan is, when it's tested in a bear market. And we've seen some horrendous results that new clients have come in and shared their experiences of what happened when they didn't have the right plan, and what a setback that was, and how long it took them to recover. And in some instances, many haven't recovered yet fully from the period from 2000 through 2009. So are you one of those? Would you like to have a plan that this is the right way to go to make sure that I'm in fact going to get a market return, that I'm going to be invested in a way that's the safest way to invest in the market? It's how the truly smart money invest, how the big money invests, how pensions invest. All right, this is what we're going to share with you today. So I'm going to start with, again, the roadmap. So on the roadmap, this is the way this works. Basically, we have a financial lifestyle worksheet, and all you have to do is contact my office, and we will send you one of those. You can also get this downloaded off of our website. The financial lifestyle expense worksheet will help you go through and do what I was just saying about finding out where your money goes every month and identifying what that dollar amount is. what is the monthly lifetime expense that your monthly expense for your livestock expense sheet. How much do you spend every month on average? Now, some of the things that you spend, maybe you only spend them about once a year or twice a year, such as insurance or certain like property taxes, that type of thing. So we're going to get monthly averages of all that. So when we calculate it in, we know what the monthly average for your annual expenses are, and then we're going to show you how to set up that foundational plan to make sure you've got enough cash on hand to cover your needs, and then talk about investing for the long term, where you're going to need to be able to pull income from those investments when those paychecks stop. So those are some things. We're going to start there. That's the foundation. We're going to build upon that, and I'm going to show you today how to build that portfolio, how to build that portfolio that is where, again, the smart money invests, the safest way to invest in the market and get the most return with the least amount of risk. All of that and more when we come back. Join us here on the Retirement Report.